If you are to command something from a house to a country, do not forget that you are being called to lift others up with examples of righteousness and virtuous selflessness, and that, should you defraud this divine mandate, of which you are but a modest executor, pain will open for you to immerse yourself in. Visions of desperate mothers carrying emaciated children will appear before your eyes, which will vainly try to close themselves off to escape this horrifying panorama. The lamenting voices of patients without hospital beds, crying out in pain in the streets where they died for lack of care due to the bleeding of public resources into private pockets, in the form of commissions, bribes, interest, and consulting fees, will be the tormented remains of those who benefited from the resources stolen from the people and missed by those who suffered. The material advantage they represented in a few moments of fleeting pleasure will mean nothing compared to the moral pain the individual will have to endure for a long time to come. This is not, however, an arbitrary and unjust divine punishment. It is the harvest of the bitter fruits of a vicious sowing, which always teaches the farmer the necessary lesson to learn that it was not worth acting in disrespect of his fellow human beings. Every type of exploitation of human weakness produces, in the path of those who benefit from it, a bumpy, crowded, and dark road that will teach them to remake their lifestyle. Exploiting vice, sexual weakness, the fragility of ignorance, the lack of culture and conscience in choosing material or moral poverty, faith or superstition by frightening them with hellish dairy products, and emotional deprivation. In short, any attitude of inferiority by anyone signifies a betrayal of the duty to support the weakest, to aid the fallen, to elevate those in need of help, which will represent a painful redemption in the future, since no one escapes the truth before the laws of the universe. Just as the administrator who vilifies public funds for his own personal gain or that of his support group in maintaining his political tradition is culpable for such excesses, so too are those who transform themselves into an industry of physical seduction, casting spells or displaying bodies and forms to the greedy gaze of those immature for self-control, violating even more profoundly these standards of a universe that rely on preaching. The truth of the kingdom of God is converted into a money-making industry, capitalizing on personal needs and transforming moments of spiritual elevation into spectacles that vulgarly display personal tragedy, transforming it into business propaganda.